Aloha, e komo mai. Welcome or welcome back to Rainbow Budgets. I am so glad you're here with me today for Travel Tuesday. We have a little bit of a different day planned today than normal. We have a few different things to go through, and I'm actually super excited about it. We're going to start with a giveaway. So, as you know, back in March, I finished a travel binder that I had set up and purchased a lot of challenges to help us save for our trip to Japan. And that was amazing. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend. But now I have all of these super cute savings challenges, some physical, some digital, which are not included, obviously. But these physical savings challenges, instead of just holding on to them, keeping them in a bag for me to look back at the end of the year and say, oh, look what I did, I thought maybe I would pay it forward and share these with you. The huge caveat here is that these are already used. I used them in the binder and I've just restickered them. So they do not look like the original savings challenges. For example, this one from Lemon Ivy, I'm pretty sure had silver stickers. This one from Budget with Carly had super cute little tiny stickers, and you can kind of see where I've stickered over with my stickers that aren't quite as tiny. And these ones here, the mystery challenges, I'm pretty sure they were not red. I think they were gold. So anyway, if you're okay with that and okay with getting a hand-me-down, passed forward challenge, I would love for you to enter. I would love to be able to share these with someone who's going to use them. So the rules are you have to be 18 or older, you have to be publicly subscribed to my channel, and you have to be okay with sharing your mailing address so that I can physically mail these to you. We have two different sets here. The first, I want you to use the word sushi down below. We have this super cute sushi and matcha from Lemon Ivy, save 70. Sushi Cuties from Budget with Carly, save 75. And then this Mystery Scratcher Sushi Time from Row Plans. This one is very spicy. Very, very spicy. So as long as you're okay with that, I think it saves over 200. I should have added, we could go back and watch the video, but yeah, saves over 200, very spicy. So as long as you're okay with that, this one again is sushi. And then the second one here, we're going to call ramen. So if you will just comment ramen down below, or actually maybe try to use it in a sentence, but either way, we've got this super cute little ramen guy from Lindsay at Bookish Mama Budgets, saves 20. We have this ramen mystery scratcher from Row Plans. It is a mystery, obviously, but it is more budget friendly. It's less than 100. I think it's maybe between 50 and 100, so maybe around 70 or something or so. And then we have this Kyoto Savings Challenge. I believe it's from, I don't want to say the wrong person. I think it's from Mischief Managed. It does not have a name on it though, and I forgot to go back and look. But this saves 75. And then this is my Japan Vintage Stamp Challenge, saves 45. So if you are interested in this one, you're going to use the keyword ramen. All right, so that is our first order of business, our two giveaways. And these will be open until the 14th. So sometime on Monday the 14th, when I'm recording the next day's Travel Tuesday video, I will do the drawing. So try to get your comments in before then if you're interested. Okay, second order of business is, where are we going next? So if you're new here, I do live in Hawaii, and so it's a super tiny island that I live on. It is the most populated, though we don't call it Big Island. I live on Oahu, and it's where our capital city of Honolulu is. But the island is so small. Like, you could drive around it in an hour if there's not traffic. So travel's something that's super important to us, but because we are so geographically isolated, it can be pretty pricey. So we try to travel at least once a quarter, just to get off island. But we have to save up for that to make it happen. So, and it sounds like the mail guy is coming by. I'm going to pause for just a second so that you don't have a lot of background noise. I'll be right back. Okay, so sorry for the interruption, budgeting friends. That's life though, right? Okay, so we are going to visit Staircase, sorry, Grand Staircase, Lake Powell, and in Utah. And we are staying in the Under Canvas tent, basically. It's a form of glamping. I did look around at different places to go for glamping because I wanted something that was sort of camping, but if you're traveling on an airplane to get where you're camping and you have a 3-year-old, it's going to be a lot harder than if you could just go like drive somewhere in your car, right, and bring all of your gear that you need. So we needed some place that already had tents, and this location for Under Canvas was actually one of the more affordable ones. We got one of our nights free just based on a promo that they are doing. So we are super excited for that. So let's start our budgeting for that so we know how much we need to save. I am going to keep using this travel savings tracker, and I'll just flip to the back here and we can start writing out our budget. So there are a few main categories that we have to focus on. The first obviously is transportation. And there's two components to this. One of them is the flight and there and back. And the other one will be the rental car while we're there. So we don't always rent a car when we travel. If we're going somewhere with a big city, then we're able to just use public transportation as much as we can, or walking, or maybe occasional Uber, or taxi. But for this one, we're definitely going to need a car. We're going to have to drive at least a couple hours. And so that's going to be really interesting with my son, who's never really had to be in a car that long, except for when he was a baby one time. And he screamed. We had like a 3.5-hour road trip, and he cried and screamed the whole way there. I fed him. I did all the things. I sat by him. I had my hand on him. I tried just ignoring him and hoping he would fall asleep. We did a blanket over his, a cover to like shade, and so he wasn't distracted by the outside. We tried not to, and it just, nothing worked. He screamed a lot. So fingers crossed now that he is a little bit older and we can distract him with other things. We do not have that during an hour-long car ride for this one. So sorry for the tangent. Anyway, so we have flights first. And it sounds like the mail truck is coming back down the other side of the street. I'm going to pause so that we don't have a lot of background. Okay, sorry for that second interruption. There's a chance it won't be our last. So on to flights. We are actually thankfully able to use miles for our flights, which is a huge help because the flights to anywhere from Hawaii are not cheap. But we do have to pay taxes on the flights, so that comes to $34. And then we'll also need our car rental. And we haven't booked this yet, but I did look. We usually book through Costco Travel. That they usually have the best prices. Obviously depends on where you're going, but that's super helpful. So that comes out to roughly $563. I think we're gonna get a minivan. So obviously if we'd gotten like a compact economy car, it would have been cheaper, but there's 3 of us. We're gonna be meeting my parents, so possibly 5. And luggage, we'll just go with something more comfortable since we have a long trip, at least by our standards. All right, so transportation will be 34 plus 563. That comes out to 597. Okay, and then next we have accommodation. Okay, and I hope I spelled that right. I can never remember if there's 2 C's or 2 M's. Sorry. I rely heavily, like a lot of people these days, on spell check. So normally that would be automatically fixed for me. Maybe I should have tried typing it out first. Please don't judge me. Okay, so we, like I mentioned, we did get 1 night free. So we saved as much as we could on that, and our total for the whole time we're going to be there comes out to $1,765. Okay, and our next category is going to be food. So this location, you're in a tent, and there is like a nice outdoor lounge area, but you I guess because you're like in the wilderness. Oh, and the coolest thing about this, I can't remember if I said it yet. This is in a dark sky rated area. So there's no light pollution. I am so incredibly excited to see it from someone who lives in a city where there is always light pollution. It's going to be really incredibly cool. And the tent that you stay in even has like a skylight over the bed. Oh, it is going to be so amazing to see. But because of, I guess, the location, you're not allowed food. They don't have like mini fridges. So we are going to have to pay for all of our meals. I'm estimating $60 a day for 3 people, over 6 days. That includes our travel days, to be 1,080. Again, hopefully we don't need this much. I would rather save more and then spend less than we save than not have saved enough. So I'm hoping on like the upper end estimate, this is what our total will be. Breakfast is not included, I don't think. There's like free coffee and tea and biscuits or something. Oh, and they do s'mores every night off by the campfire. So that is included, but we can't live off of coffee and s'mores, right? So it might end up being a little more on the pricey side. So all of these 3 together, $597 plus 1,765 plus 1,080 comes to $3,442. These are our essentials. It does not include any like entertainment. I'm not sure if we're gonna have to pay to go like as we do a day trip into the national parks. I really want to see Grand Canyon. There is also like Antelope Canyon or something maybe that we are super close to, that it looks super picturesque, that I would love to see. So anything that's really within driving range, I would love to go see while we're there. And we're going to be staying on a part of Lake Powell, I think, maybe, or nearby. But from what I've seen and heard, it's pretty big lake, and you can do like boat tours and stuff. So just in case we want any like entertainment kind of money or adventures, experiences, however you want to call it, we are going to round this up to $4,000 to give us a nice even number. And 4,000 or 400 a week is what fit okay comfortably in our budget so far. That's what I've always saved on Travel Tuesdays. So it just works out really well to start saving for this now. And over 10 weeks, we can save $400 a week, and that will get us to the 4,000. So let me know if you think of anything that I might have missed. I think I've covered all the big expenses. And then again, we have a $558 like buffer here, or like entertainment extras spending. Again, hopefully we don't need that. Accommodation, I know for sure this is what this is going to cost. Transportation, I don't think will go down, but the food and the like entertainment budget could go down. So let's say our goal is 4,000, and each box, I think in the past we made each box $20, right? So maybe we could stick with that. And should we round these numbers up then as well to make it easier to work with? So for example, instead of 597, if we round it up to 600, we could divide that by 20 and that would be 30. Yeah, let's do that. So I have a few different colors here that we can bring in. Transportation, let's do blue because we're going to be flying over an ocean. If we make each box $20, then I just calculated out we need 30. And yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and use this. So our 30th box, because there's 15 in each of these rows, would be right here. So I'm just going to make an open box like that, so we'll know how far we have to go before we've saved for our transportation. Okay, up next, let's look at accommodation. 1765. If we round that up to what would be divisible by 20? 1770 divided by divisible by 20? Nope. Well, we could do a half box. Now let's just round it up to 1780. Should be divisible by 20. Yes, that is 89 boxes. I hope I'm doing this right. Maybe I should have double checked. Okay, so accommodation, let's make that green possibly, or accommodation, let's do this gold color, because we will be in like a desert, which will be really cool. So if we need 89 boxes, this would be 30, 60, 90. So 89 would put us right here. So we know once we've gotten to this point, we've saved all the way for transportation and accommodation. And maybe let's go ahead and highlight this like this. Yeah, okay. Okay, and transportation. All right, now food should be green or pink? I mean, yeah, pink? Pink, maybe? Green. Green. Food can be green, right? Well, fruits are nice pink, but yeah, okay, let's just go green. Okay, so this one should be divisible by 20 already. 1080 divided by 20 is 54. Okay, so this would be 30, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 2, 3, 4. Right, I think it is this one. That will be our food. Okay, and let's see, what does that leave us? It's going to be, let's see, 4,000 divided by, or minus 600, minus 1780, minus 1080. So 540 divided by 20 is 27. Okay, and our only last color is pink. So this is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So maybe right here. And let's see, I did not write that on here. Let's just say buffer / fun. And we will highlight that in pink. Okay, awesome. So let's see, I'm going to speed you forward as I count up the boxes and make sure the total here is divisible by 4,000. Hopefully we did everything right. Let's see. Yay, we did it. Good math, awesome, and good counting. Love that. Okay, so we have our budget all set. And again, if you think of anything that I have not accounted for or that you think might be more expensive than will fit within that buffer, please let me know. Also, if you have recommendations for what we could do, what we should definitely make sure we see in that area, please let me know. I really don't know much about it, so I'm super, super excited to see it. All I know is that it's going to be beautiful. Awesome. Okay, let's add this back here, our tracker here. Yay. Okay, now let's set up our binder together. It is always fun setting up a new savings binder. I have ordered a bunch of savings challenges, and I'm also using a lot of digitals, some savings challenges that I already had. So yeah, this binder will evolve. I'm actually, for our Sweden trip, I just picked challenges that I knew would add us up to our total that we needed. And that was fun, but then I was doing the same challenges for 10 weeks, it felt like. So this time we're gonna have more variation. The challenges, while still not tiny, obviously, to get us to the 4,000, I am trying to rotate in more. So it will evolve as we go along. I do have all of the envelopes in here. I think we'll need like at any one time. And let's just go through. I have a whole bunch of savings challenges here for us to add in. So this first one, actually, I just made, and since I'm showing them now, I do want to add more to this collection, but this is our vintage stamps collection. It is in my Etsy store. or it will be at the time this video goes up. But how cute is this? So I'm super excited. If you are someone who creates challenges, you know sometimes things look a little different printed than they do on your computer screen. So one change that I have already made is this word save. I did bump it down just a tiny bit so that it looks more like a built-in, so that the spacing matches closer to this difference between the 32 and the USA. So it looks a little bit better now than my version, but I don't mind using the initial pilot design version. And then we have this super cute one with the Hawaii flag. If you're planning to visit Hawaii, or even if you just want a pretty challenge, I think this one is gorgeous with the blossoms here and our flag. This one will save a 42. So you can find both of these in my Etsy store. This one, obviously, I'm going to set to the side and we are not going to put into this binder. But this one we are. Yay. Okay. And then these next few I have are a little bit generic. The rest of the ones, all of the digitals and the rest of the physical savings challenges that I've ordered will be more like camping themed. But this one I thought was hilarious, from Savings with Tracy. Do I look like a morning person to you? I thought the background was gorgeous, and I'm not a morning person, but especially when we travel from Hawaii to the continental US, we are headed in a direction where like even at 10 a.m. Central Time is 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. Hawaii time. So that is an early morning. We do not like to wake up on continental US time. So I thought that would be perfect to include. And then I've got one from one of my favorite budgeters in this YouTube community, Jamie RN Budgets. I'll pack a bag and go on vacation. It's so cute. So that will save us 150. And any challenge that saves less than 100 in here, I am actually going to use a D6 multiplier. So we'll have a little bit of variation, a little bit of like mystery built in, but that's it. No D10s this time, nothing too crazy, and only if it's less than 100. So this one, Pasta La Vista, baby, from Boy Mom Loves to Save, will save us $100. I thought that was hilarious. This is what I'll be saying to my students on my way out to go travel. See you later. And then we have this one, of course, for camping. I had to include this one from Chris at Tewatu. Welcome to camp, quit your bitchin'. If you're not a happy camper, take a hike. I thought this one was hilarious. It also saves 100. And then we have a few games in here. So this one from Eva at Budget Your Life, have more fun. All of these games that I'm going to show now are actually full pages. I just shrunk them down. So to do that, to fit in this binder very comfortably in the A5 size, I just say print 2 per page, or print 2 pages per page. And so it shrinks down quite nicely and it's still doable. This is the only like kind of slightly crazy one. It will end up saving us $840 because I made the dice down here, instead of being their actual value, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so this is going to be a spicy one. Okay, the next game up, I think this one's going to be really fun. This is from someone I hadn't heard of before, Dice Budgeting and Saves. I'm assuming that's how you say it, but it's DISE. So this looks like a lot of fun. We'll talk about the rules as you go through, but it does come with cards to play with. And again, this was a full page. These are also like 2 different pages that I printed 2 on 1. So they're teeny tiny. They wouldn't be this tiny if you didn't shrink them down on purpose. All right, so we've got our cards in there. And then this one, I am so excited to play this. I first saw Karen at the Faithful Dash playing this like maybe a year ago. Let's Go Camping. I'm super excited to do this one. I bought it way back then and I've been holding on to it for the right occasion, and this is it. And I think this is maybe from someone called Pawood Gift, maybe. I'll double check because I want to make sure I get that correct, and I did not write it on there. This time I did try to write on creators' names if it wasn't printed on there already. This one is from Allie Bear Budgets. It is going to be a fun game as well. And then I have this more or less the like minis version from Kay at Hey Kay Budgets. These two we are going to rotate in as we finish these two. Okay, so these are going to go into the back of our binder to be saved. And then let's add in some more here. We have this set. Actually, I think it came in a set of 4, but I'm just pulling these 2 to use from Lindsay at Bookish Mama Budgets. And I did note on here D6, these get a D6 multiplier. So originally it would save 20 and 30, and it's going to save us more. We will see how much. Okay, up next we have this, and this actually was also a trio from Madeline Budgets. And I thought these pictures were so pretty. I hope we get to see skies this gorgeous. We probably won't have trees. I do think it is going to be more like deserty, but hopefully the sky will be so pretty. So this will save a lot. I don't remember how much, 150 maybe? No, 180 I think. I think this is 60 and 120. So no multiplier on this one. Very pretty. And then we have this one from Budget with Carly. It will save 40, so we are using our D6 multiplier on this one. And then here we have this trio from Mischief Managed Budgets. It will save 50, 75, and 100, so we are doing no multiplier because we're counting this as one challenge. And then I actually have a space for one more. I wonder if I should, I'm going to do one more physical challenge, one more scratcher. Oh, you know what? I have one that didn't print that I was supposed to be a scratcher. Okay, I'm going to need to go back and print that. So sorry, I thought I had everything ready for us. I guess I don't. Let's see, what should we move back? If anything, maybe we'll just move this one back. So I'll add it in here. It's from... oh, maybe Windmill Ridge Budgets. Oh, never mind. Okay, I changed that one. I'm saving that one for another occasion. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we'll keep this one where it is. And then, actually, no, we'll still move it because I need one more scratcher to arrive. And then we'll put it in this place for when we start playing next week. Okay, so this super expensive one is going to go right here. And then our last challenge that we are adding to this binder for now is this from Kip and Lou. It's more than a feeling. I have a terrible singing voice. I'm so sorry. I might edit that out. So I couldn't carry a tune to save my life. But every time I read this, I cannot help but hear the song in my mind. So sorry I put you through that. So this is going to be our catch-all. I thought that would be a lot of fun. So in the back it goes. All right, and that is our new binder. This was the last thing we needed to do to get ready to save for our next trip. So mahalo nui for joining me in this journey. And don't forget, if you're interested in these previously loved challenges, you can enter by using the words sushi, or ramen below. Mahalo nui for your support, and I will see you on Friday for our very last Pauhana holiday in its current format. Aloha.